All right, you guys, so I am in my happy place right now, fishing. I'm always fishing. I think I've mentioned this before to you guys. If I haven't, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Fighting the Fish. Right, Micah?
What?
What? You know, marketing is a lot like fishing. Oh, Micah, there's fish around too, by the way. I can see them on the graph. Marketing is a lot like fishing. When I'm fishing right now, I have everything set up and optimized so that I can catch the fish. And it didn't happen overnight, you know, just like my marketing company didn't happen in one day. So I've got a beautiful bass boat. We've got the state-of-the-art best electronics on this boat. And I'm really good at this. So I'm good at fishing. I do a lot of competitive fishing, competitive bass fishing. There's a lot of fish around us right now, Micah. Right. You notice I keep saying there's a lot of fish around us because I'm looking at my electronics and I'm seeing schools of fish around here using my electronics. And this is the thing about fishing. Micah, you want to know the most important thing about fishing if you want to catch a fish? I'm going to give you the answer right now. The most important thing about fishing, it's not jigging, it's you have to be where the fish are. Because it doesn't matter how good you are, how good your bait is, your lure, that's the offer, how good your offer is to the fish. It doesn't matter how good it is. Are you where the fish are? So right now I'm using my electronics to try to hunt down the fish and try to find them. We're not going to catch any fish if we're not near the fish. It doesn't matter what our lure is, or what I should say, our offer, right? Just like in digital marketing, even if you have an amazing offer, you have an amazing lure, if you are not in front of the clients, in this case, the fish, if we're not in front of the fish, if we're not where the fish are, we are not going to catch them. It will be impossible because they're not there. So how do we get these clients, or I should say the fish in front of us, right? Well, for digital marketing, the way it works is a funnel. That's how we get more people in front of us. And the bigger our funnel and the more people we can get through our funnel, the more likely we are to land a client. Mike and I are going into the boat launch right now, and I've got a little bit of a drive here, and I've got to go like no wake zone. It's real slow here. And I think what I'm going to do is talk to you guys a little bit about the funnel. So the first thing we want to do with our funnel is we need a big opening. A big opening so it's easy for our clients to get into the funnel. We need a big pool of clients, and the larger the pool of clients is, the more likely someone's going to say yes to one of our offers. It's the same thing with fishing. When I'm scanning the lake in my electronics, if I see an area where there's 3 or 4 fish, and I see an area where there's like 20 fish, I'm going to cast at the area where there's 20 fish. Now, I've never seen an area where there's like 500 to 1,000 fish, but we're going to need 500 to 1,000 people in your funnel. And more is better. So we've got to start figuring out ways to get those people in there. Mike, are you good back there? What you doing?
Opening the light.
Oh, good call, dude. Yeah, put that light in there. Sorry, guys. I'm thinking Micah's back there trying to put the boat light in. We just had to take the light off to get under a bridge that was back there. So anyways, guys. So if I see just 1 or 2 fish, that's kind of like a cold call. That's kind of like there's not a lot of people there, but I'm just going to do a cold call. I'm going to send a kind of a cold, spammy email. I hate to use the word spammy, but kind of, I'm going to send a cold email. I'm going to make a cold call. I'm going to just walk into someone's business. The odds of that are low. It's low, but is it impossible? No, not at all. I talked about that in the video where I talked about low-hanging fruit. Some of those places that you can just walk right into, some of those are your low-hanging fruit. This funnel, or this area where there's lots and lots of potential clients, in many cases, that is your email list. So how can we grow an email list? One thing we can do is we can create an offer with something free that we give to somebody. Hey, so I have something for you, a free book, a free video, a free consultation, something free, and I'm willing to give that to you, but all I need in return is your email. That's starting to put people into our funnel. Then once they're in that funnel, as we start to target them with emails, with texts, whatever it is, messages, if anyone responds to us, then that person is hot, right? And that's like fishing, that's like the fish that's gonna bite. When I'm looking at my electronics and I casted a bunch of fish and all of a sudden a couple of fish move towards my lure, those are the fish that are hot, those are the fish that are gonna bite. So for us, if we have a large email list and we blast that email list and a few people message us back, those are the people that might say yes to a new digital marketing package. there's other areas besides just the email list that can be the top of your funnel. For a lot of us, that's our Facebook group. If you have a Facebook group where you've established yourself as an expert, that can be an area where you can start to draw people from that. That can be the top of your funnel. A top of your funnel could be an Instagram page, a TikTok, a YouTube. Those are all people that start to know you, that you're starting to build trust with. But this very first part is get people into the funnel. And if I could think of one thing that is probably the most important, it's build the email list. And that email list, it's going to start with one person, right? Just one person is going to be the start of that email list, and we're going to build it from there. And we're going to have to look for more and more strategies to keep building that email list. Hosting a webinar is something that you can do that's really important. If you host a webinar and then you start to bring people into that webinar, hey, I've got a webinar on the 9 ways to grow your martial arts academy to 6 figures. I have a webinar on the 9 ways to grow your tree company to 7 figures, okay? I have a webinar on how to grow and scale your tree company. These webinars, people can watch them, and all they have to do is give me their email list, and then I give them access to the webinar. But here's the thing about the webinar, it gives them so much good advice and so much good information that they now all of a sudden have trust with me. They're like, wow, that Justin guy knows what he's talking about. And then from there, we can start to retarget these people that actually came to the webinar. One thing that's important is that a lot of people are not going to come to your webinar. If you write a book, a lot of people are not going to read that book. But the fact that you have the webinar, the fact that you have the book, these people now see you as the expert, okay? They're like, if this guy has a book, if this guy's doing webinars, he's the expert. And one thing is, with that book, we can read the book and put it out as a podcast, put it out as a webinar. We can take that webinar and we can then use that in our YouTube channel. So we can use these for multiple channels to reach different people. Oftentimes, the people that don't show up to your webinar or the people that get your book but never read it, those are the people we want, because they're too busy growing their business to read your stuff or to watch your stuff. But just the fact that you have it out there, now they know that you're the expert. Micah, we're at the boat launch.
Yay!
I gotta stop talking. All right, guys, we're at the launch. I gotta get my boat in the water. Yo, speaking of freedom and Freedom Wave, it's 4th of July right now. It's the 4th of July weekend. We've got people in front of us at the boat launch lighting off fireworks.
Yeah. Still. Woo!
All right. I think it's time to go, Micah. We'll have to drive through the firework, people.